1% of dudes rapping, they ain't nice as me. 98% ain't live the same type of life as me. The judge gave me life and then they sent me where the life is be. That level 4 with depth and vice, the type of stuff they like to see. Two choices, fight or flee. I refuse to die a chump. I never been a mark, but damn, it's scary when that riot jump. I seen dudes cry, get pumped, and some sexually brutalized. Knew a dude who lost his life and he was only doing 5 year-long racial fights when homie all you do is ride. Lonely days and nights up in a hole causing suicide. From the moment you arrive, you see the Mexican mafia, AB skinheads with big giant swastikas, pro-black philosophers, the BGF, the Kumi, and Muslims who will murk you from the nation to the Sunni. That MS was loony, quick to ride up on they rival. Even Christians went to church, hide knives up in a Bible. Political and tribal, the Crips and Damus, the Long Beach, the Hubs and the Dubs and the Grooves, the IE, the Bakersfield, the Dago Pyrus, the Hustlers quick to roll, the gangsters gon' move, whatever click you choose.
Say, what's cracking, YouTube? It's your boy 16 to life, and I'm back like I'm on a parole violation. Yard down! For those of y'all that's new to my page, in 1994, I got arrested. I was eventually sentenced to 16 years plus life, and I served 24 years straight in the California prison system. Yeah, that's me gassing right there on that intro, man. And if you want to get that song, it's available on a 10-song EP. Hit me up. You can get it on digital download only. Digital download only, man. Cashapp, PayPal, or Zelle me $20, and I'm going to get it to you ASAP, man. Now, let's hop right up into the content, right? So today I'm doing a video and I want you guys' honest opinion. You know, a lot of people don't know one thing about me is I definitely like to debate. You know, I definitely like to hear the opinions of others because I believe hearing the opinion of others and good debates sometimes will cause an open-minded individual sometimes, you know, to change his mind and take a different stance on the position he originally had before the debate, right? And so if you guys disagree with me on this, man, perfectly fine, right? But I'm gonna be talking about, man, Poetic Flakko, right? And this is an individual, right, who I dislike, right? And it's pretty hard for me to dislike an individual whom I do not know. I can disagree with things that he said or disagree with things that he's done, but to actually dislike a person who I don't know is something that's extremely hard for me, right? Well, this dude Flakko, man, he first hopped on my radar in terms of me disliking him per se when I seen him make a video about Brick Baby. Now, I don't know Brick Baby. I wasn't fond of Brick Baby or whatever. I didn't feel either type of way about Brick Baby, right? But the video in question that I'm speaking of is, and at the time, Brick Baby and Poetic Flakko were both working on the No Jumper show, right? And so Poetic Flakko, he makes a video asking, pretty much indicating that Brick Baby may have played a part in the shooting that led to the death of Quando Rondo's friend. I believe his name was Little Pop. I could be mistaken on that, when they got shot up down there in LA. Now, to me, what I disliked about that and made me start to dislike Poetic Flakko is because I'm a big fan of loyalty, right? And sometimes, you know, I'm gonna keep it 100. Loyalty and overcommitment at times is a downfall of mine. Sometimes I'm too loyal in the wrong situations, you know, willing to stand up for people who are not standing up for themselves. And, you know, and at times it can get me in some trouble, right? But so this dude, Poetic Flakko, he makes this video, you know, about asking, is Brick Baby potentially played a role in that shooting? Right now they're working on the same podcast, and I'm assuming they have somewhat of a relationship, even if it's only a working relationship, right? So in my opinion, man, that was just disloyalty at his best. This dude, you know, and at the time Poetic Flakko made that video, he had a pretty sizable and popular page. And so I say that to say, if he chose to, I'm sure he could have found another topic to make a video about that day. But in my opinion, he put the money that he was going to make from that video potentially over the relationship that he had with Brick Baby. Right now, I'm looking at it like, damn, how are you working with an individual? You seeing this dude 3 or 4 times a day, right? I mean, excuse me, at least 3 or 4 times a week. You have an idea somewhat of who he is, and you know some of the things he may have been involved in, just in terms of being an admitted gang member from Rolling 60s, right? And so, but you still choose to put a video up indicating or questioning or whatever, and putting up what you know could potentially be seen as evidence. Did he have a role in the shooting? And so this was many months ago, right before this RICO even hit. Now this RICO, I don't believe he is being charged with anything that's being connected to that shooting, but some things are still coming out yet, right? And so who knows, but this is even before all then, right? So like I said, man, this dude, and I think it's extremely important for me to mention too, Poetic Flakko is from North Dakota. I believe he's originally from Liberia, and I believe he moved to North Dakota, right? And so you know, just to keep it respectful, this dude is a square at best, an extreme supreme square, right? And so some type of way, I guess he finds an interest in the LA culture or whatever. He moves out here, he starts vlogging. I don't know if he started vlogging before he moved out here or what, right? But he gets into that stuff, and so his, you know, a lot of his content is centered around, you know, the gang scene, right? He's doing comments on gangsters and stuff like that. And so for me, seeing him, you know, just indicate that was extremely disrespectful, and to me, I felt it crossed the line. So that's where I definitely started to have a dislike for the dude. Then a day or two later, of course, I seen Brick Baby. He came in there. He was extremely hot. He wanted to holler at Flakko, and you know, he almost seemed like he wanted to put his hands on him, because to me that was just outlandish, right? And so today I see a video where he says he hopes the rapper Yella Beezy gets life in prison. I guess he's being charged in connection with the shooting of another rapper by the name of Mo3. Both of these rappers are from Dallas. Now, I'm not too fond of Yella Beezy. I believe I heard one of his songs on the radio that was pretty popular, but I was a big fan of Mo3. I definitely liked Mo3's business. Excuse me, I definitely liked Mo3's music, right? So let me show you guys a portion of that clip where he says he hopes Yella Beezy gets life.
Yeah.
No, every day I'm looking at a new nigga arrested in the Mo3 case. Well, every day it's 2 more niggas in popped up, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
This is what I'm saying. But yet these the same people that's telling the rappers, we want to see. No, man, look, I want to see you be here, bro.
Nah, hell nah. Hey, again, if you are a rapper, bro, for example, bro, like him, bro, again, me personally, I hope they give Yella Beezy life. Right?
Why?
Man, listen, bro.
Damn,
bro.
What you mean?
Man, after Mo3 died, right? Again,
what makes you think Yella Beezy did it?
No. He deserves life.
Why would you want to see another brother get life?
Hey, I ain't got no love for no gangster rapper. You feel me? Right? So again, though.
So life because it be a gangster rapper?
No. Life because after the murder, you making videos and shit, sneak dissing, trying to elude you did it.
Now, in that clip, you heard him say that he doesn't have no love for gangster rappers, right? So I'm assuming by some of the arguments that he made in that video, he happens to be a fan of Mo3, right? And so I'll bet anything, right, that this dude definitely has some quote unquote gangster rappers on his playlist. He listens to that music and stuff. You know, he makes a lot of his money from doing commentary on the culture, right? So if you hate and disagree with the culture that much, then why involve yourself in it, right? And then also, right, I can understand you being a fan of Mo3's music and being upset that he was murdered, right? But you know, Mo3, and like I said, I was a big fan of his music, but Mo3 made a lot of street orientated music, and some of his songs, he sung about the street life, things that was going on out there in the street, and it was rumored and said that he was really a person who was really out there in those streets. So outside of knowing an individual personally, when they get caught up in street stuff, unfortunately, man, those are consequences and circumstances that come from that life. So if you don't know them dudes, then just sit back and enjoy the music, right? Like I said, it's an unfortunate consequence of being in that life. You know, a lot of times I think when I say we, I'm talking about the lovers and listeners to music. A lot of times we may listen to an artist, and if that artist is beefing with somebody, we tend to choose sides, right? Not even knowing these artists, but we don't know what's all going on out there in the streets. Like, we don't know what's all going on out there in that Dallas street life scene. So who knows what Mo3 may have did or some of the things he done before he became popular, right? And so now that he may have reached a certain type of status in his life where his music is getting played all around the world in the country and stuff, you still possibly could have enemies from things he may have done in the past who are still looking to get him regardless of the status that he has now achieved. Right now, I'm not saying that that's true. I'm just giving you guys an example, right? And so for me personally to have been an individual who was involved heavily in the street lights, and went to prison, of course, I just think that is a foul thing to do. I definitely disagree and hate to see, people losing their life, especially black people, young black people out there, because I have been through that type of, I have lived and experienced that type of lifestyle. But, unfortunately, man, I can sit right now and pray all day long, but you still gonna have individuals doing that life. And unfortunately, jail and prison is not a cliche. Unfortunately, those are things that come with that life. So when your favorite rapper happens to get gunned down, man, it's a sad thing, but it's a reality, right? And so for this dude, once again, who was and this is part of the reason why he does this stuff. This dude is in an extreme square who should not even be permitted to speak on this stuff, because this dude has no idea, no clue about any of the things that he's talking about, because he's learning on the fly. I seen a video too where he was all hyped up and he thought that Brick Baby was gonna get out on bond, not knowing how none of this stuff goes. And then so once they let Brick Baby, they denied his bond. Then he said something about how Big U wasn't gonna get out, but a few minutes ago, you was just saying that Brick Baby was going to get out. But once you seen Brick Baby denied, then you kind of got an idea, okay, if they're not going to let him go, they're not going to let Big U go. And so my whole point of saying all that is to say this dude is learning on the fly, man. And so his opinion doesn't mean nothing, because this dude does not know what he's talking about when it comes to the streets. And now I'm going to show you guys another video, man, of this big old clown, pun intended, throwing up gang signs. I'm gonna only be able to show a short portion of it, because anything longer than 6 seconds playing somebody else's music, you'll get flagged and then you won't be able to monetize the video. So let me show you guys this video of Poetic Flakko throwing up these gang signs.
Hey man, come on now. Hey, the money gone.
All these dudes.
And so once again, in my opinion, that just hammers down my point that if you truly hate gangster rap, you can't stand the culture. Why emulate it? Why take any parts of that lifestyle and insert it into your life if you so hate that culture so much? You know what I'm saying? So these dudes a lot of times are extremely big hypocrites, and they how they're feeling today sometimes depends on if they can profit from it or not. Like I say, I'm a big individual, man, that stands strong on principles. My principles today are going to be my principles tomorrow. And I see not only him, I see a lot of different other podcasters and even dudes who are in the so-called quote unquote prison genre. They may say something one day, 2 days later, they're saying something totally opposite from what they said a couple of days ago. And so, to me, man, I live and I die by my principles. And I've come to realize now, the longer that I'm free, that a lot of individuals do not do that. A lot of individuals who went to prison and possibly survived in prison because they had to, not because it was in them, but if they did not behave or carry themselves a certain way, it would have been their head. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, man, this dude Poetic Flakko, Like I say, I just extremely dislike this dude, man. This dude is, to me, he's pathetic, man. And you know, y'all give me y'all honest opinion, because once again, like I say, I'm definitely not with seeing people out there lose their lives, especially young black men lose their lives, you know, to this senseless street violence. But at the same time, you know, if you choose that lifestyle, then when you get a consequence from that lifestyle, whether it's jail or prison, unfortunately, you have to deal with it. Anyway, y'all already know who it is. It's your boy 16 to life. Resume normal program.